up, rockers and rockettes? It's your lead vocalist Murph, and welcome to the Murphy's Law, episode 4, where I'm going to be basically talking to you guys about jury duty. Now, jury duty, this usually happens only when you are registered to vote and you have a driver's license. And 3 days ago, July 7th, today's July 10th, or from when I'm recording this, which you guys will probably see this July 11th, which I'll probably upload tomorrow, or yeah. July 7th is when I was selected or summoned to do jury duty. So I'm going to be talking to you guys about my experience about it, what you would possibly expect there, and everything that you basically witnessed there. So, all right, let's get started. So, first off, let me explain to you guys what the Murphy's Law is all about. The Murphy's Law is all about me ranting or raging about games that I play, the games that I play, what I find bullshit in the games, what I find really ridiculous in the social media, anywhere. I won't lie to you, I won't bullshit you, everything I'll basically talk to you guys about is basically the truth from my experience. From what I've seen, what I've played, and what I've read. So, the Murphy's Law, this is no joke, I don't lie to you guys, but I'm pretty sure you guys already know that, that's why I do the series. So, alright, without me blabbing about the Murphy's Law, let's get started. So, 3 days ago, I was summoned to do jury duty. They picked me through my license. I've been driving for almost 4 years, so that's where they basically got my information, and bam, I got selected. So, I had to wake up around 8:15. Oh, no, never mind. I had to wake up around 6 o'clock because I had to be there by 8:15 to basically say, okay, I was there. If you don't show up to jury duty, they will fine you more than you will probably get paid there, which is ridiculous. They will fine you thousands of dollars just for not showing up to court. Contempt of court is what they call it. So, I got there 8:15. It's down at the Criminal Justice Center down in downtown Philadelphia. So it's right next to City Hall. So I waited there for around, I would say, almost 45 minutes to an hour, and then they basically call you back. You would go through all the metal detection area, make sure you're not carrying any weapons, knives, all this other crap. So yeah. After you go through all that process, you're basically directed to a waiting room, which is a huge ass room, which you can fit up to almost 200 people, almost 100 people if I'm correcting, I'm sorry. So they have you waiting. You have to fill out paperwork, just paperwork and all this other BS. So yeah, you're filling all this out, and then once you get called up, like 45 minutes to almost an hour, again, they call you up, give you a juror number, and then you're summoned to go to another waiting room with a judge commissioner, which is basically the director for the judge, and he'll basically direct all the jurors and what to do and all that stuff. So yeah. You're basically directed to another room, which is a couple floors up, and then once again you get seated in the correct order of your juror number, and then you fill out more paperwork. And once you've done the paperwork, you're basically sitting there doing nothing. Back then, I would say a couple years ago, back then they actually confiscated your phones. And you weren't supposed to get those back until the day was over. So you go in at 8 o'clock in the morning, and if you get your phone confiscated by then, you won't be able to get your phone until 5 p.m. that day. 5 p.m. that day. Stupid, I know, right? Stupid. So if you get your phone confiscated, you won't get it until like the end of the stupid day. So yeah, they have you wait. So this time around, they are allowing you to use your cell phone, so you can surf the web, you can play games, but your volume has to be low, has to be on vibrate, or whatever, silent. And then if you if you're directed to the, once you get into the courtroom, it has to be completely off. It cannot be anywhere in sight, or else the judge will basically flat out, hey, take that shit away from him. So, and you won't be able to get back, like I said, till the end of the day. So yeah, basically just messed around on the phone for about, until they called us up again. Oh my god, we did more waiting. There was around 60 of us in the waiting room. We did more waiting than anything else. They had a little delay in the trials and the cases, so we had to, so that's why it took us so long. We didn't get up to the waiting room until 11 o'clock in the afternoon, and we were waiting in the waiting room for almost 2 hours. 2.5 hours we were waiting. Then we got called up. So we went into the waiting room at 11:30. Waited until we called up again. We didn't get called. Oh, it's so much waiting. Then once we finally got called to the judge's room, okay, we went up there. Then again, it's the same process as the waiting room. You get seated, the right number, your right juror number. You get seated by that order, and then the judge will explain to you what to expect. You get to meet the fucking plaintiffs and defendants. So yeah, you do all that, and then after he's done explaining, we go right to lunch, which is a 45-minute lunch. So we went on lunch around 1 o'clock. Then we got back around, 1 o'clock, yeah. Around 12:50 to 1:45. So yeah, that's almost an hour lunch. Fucking shit. God, it was 3 days ago, so I'm trying to keep it as off my mind as possible, because it was possibly the most boredom experience I've ever had in my life, ever. I would never forget July 11th, the most boring day in my life. So yeah, after our lunch was over, we went back to the courtroom. We went to the back where the jurors were basically seated, and then the judge will call you up number by number. I was the first number. Yeah, I was juror number 1. So talk about pressure, right? Yeah. So everything was on me. I was the lead juror of the pack. So I was like, okay, I'm number 1. He calls me up, sits me down, asks me some crazy personal questions, which I was really hard to answer because they're very personal to me. Like he talked about like my occupation, where I worked at, all this other stuff, and then he got into my father's occupation, and then he basically went on to say, how long has your father been a police officer? I said almost 20 years, so it's like, went on, and then once he read my questionnaire, and he said he saw one specific question where I said, once somebody is basically, would you, oh no. What? How did it go? How did it go? Shit, I'm trying to remember. How did it go? Oh yeah. Would you be more likely to believe someone that works for law enforcement because of their job, because of he or she's job? I said yes, because one, it's a no-brainer. If you're arrested by a police officer, you're automatically guilty. That's a fact. 2, my whole family's in the law enforcement, so that's number 2. And 3, well, you're the idiot that got arrested by, again, just like reason number 1. You're the idiot that got arrested by a cop, so you're automatically guilty. So number 3, basically, whatever happens with law enforcement, you're automatically guilty. So he basically told me. After I told him my reasons, he excused me from the court, which in my head I said, thank God, because I don't want to sit there and listen to people whine and bicker about their problems. Like, why do I care about what other people will say? I mean, it's their personal problems. Like, why am I selected as a juror to basically say, oh, you're guilty or not guilty, you get the death sentence? Why? Why do 60 of us have to be, like hundreds of us have to be picked almost every other year to go down and say, oh, he's guilty, not guilty, he gets the death sentence? I'm like, this is the first time ever I've been selected to jury duty, and I have never been in an environment like this, ever. So I was excused by the juror, and then I went back into the waiting room, waited for a couple minutes, or almost. I did more waiting than anything else. So that's basically it. And then they basically called you up saying you're dismissed to give you your measly $9 of service. They give you $9 of a full 7-hour service for the day. I'm looking at the check like, is this serious? Are they for real? I've been sitting on my ass for 7 straight hours for $9. $9. So I took the check. I literally took the check, folded up, and when I got home, when I drove back home, I basically took the check, threw it across my fucking threw it across my room, and then I basically paid it to the bank, and bam, basically endorsed it to the bank so I could get that shit out of my face. $9 for a full day in PA. If you have jury duty in PA and you are selected for jury duty, and if you go through the whole process through the day, $9 is what you get at the end. $9. Fuck the government. Seriously. Fuck this corrupted city and this piece of shit government. It's pathetic. Like, I'm sitting here for hours on end doing absolutely nothing, and that's what I get, $9. In other states, they're like $10 to $12. That's still crap, but it's stupid. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of mostly everybody else's time. I don't know why the government does this. Like, they summon you for jury duty just so you can sit there and listen to people whine and bicker about their problems. Like, who gives a shit? Seriously. There's a thing called closed doors. Like, do it behind closed doors. Don't have other citizens come in and basically whatchamacallit, basically make all the problems happen with the defendant plaintiff. Like, so yeah, that was my whole experience about jury duty. It's just me sitting there, just sitting. That's it. Nothing spectacular happened there. You will not expect anything there at all. But if you're not excused, I forgot to mention this. If you're not excused from the court, you will stay there for trial and all that stuff. So that could take easily almost a full week of listening, of basically the whole case, a whole week for the case to go down. So the jurors that are selected, they stay there for at least 2 to 3 days to listen to the trial or the cases, and then once they're all finished with that, they'll get their paycheck, and then they're excused for 3 years. 3 years they're excused. So, but for me, I hope, since this was my first time, I hope for me, since I'm a police officer's son, I'll be excused if I get another summons. I mean, if I get another summons, I'll fucking write down police officer's son. Then I'll mail it to them, and hopefully they'll give me back a dismissal, so I don't have to go back to that boring ass place. It's so oh my! I didn't even eat. I mean, I didn't even eat all day, cause it's like I was too tired to eat. I was too tired. So, but yeah, that was my whole experience about jury duty. That's my experience. If you guys are selected for jury duty, I would not expect much except for paperwork, waiting, and just listening. That's it. So, I mean, 7 hours, a full day. Thank God I wasn't there for 9 hours, because we got out at 3 o'clock, which was the earliest they ever done. Usually you would stay until 5 p.m. And yeah, so thank God I was out at 3 o'clock, because I freaking flat out, right when I got back home, I freaking ran out, got myself a BLT, and just ate the shit out of it because I was so hungry. Because I was shaking after the day. I was so tired, so hungry, thirsty. All I had was water. Like, ugh. So yeah, that's my experience about jury duty. Don't expect much. So if you guys have any other options or suggestions, thoughts, you can always put it down in the comment section. If you guys have any other questions about jury duty, you can always, again, comment section right down below. So, Yeah, that's jury duty, guys. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. Yep. And I was the youngest there too. I'm almost 24, and yeah, everybody was like over 30 or 40 or God 60. So yeah, I was the youngest juror there. So, all right. I'll talk to you guys later. This has been the Murphy's Law. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you found it informative. It's my experience. It was my experience. It was my. Oh man, I'm repeating myself. It was my experience of what went down July 7th, and I hope to God I forget about it, because I don't want to deal with that bullshit again. So yeah, this has been your lead vocalist Murph. So, as always, to the everyday workers and to the all-the-time gamers, rock the fuck on. Fucking rock this video. Until next time, have a good day, rockers and rockettes. Peace.